I never had a grandpa. What's that got to do with fishing? Everything. You want to find out? Watch this. This has really been a cool afternoon. Talk about why I never had a grandpa and why I had some pretty cool grandpas. Be right back. I'm Dale Verts. So I never had a real flesh and blood grandpa, although I've actually had 4 of them because I'm adopted. My adopted family is the only family I really know. One of my grandpas died before I was born. The other one, I've seen pictures of me with him when I was a little kid. I mean, really young, but never happened. So over the years, I've had to adopt several grandpas. And the most important one was Charles Evans. I worked at Laurie Marine at Lake of the Ozarks for 12 years. Have known them guys since '96. Sold boats, sold sporting goods, guns, bows. They sponsored me in a bass boat for several years down there. Just good folks. They're just like my family. And Charles Evans, the elder, was in his 80s when I first met him. Was a bass fisherman. Was an outdoorsman, a heck of a rifle shooter. And we fished, several times over a few years. But he's like a grandpa. Everybody called him grandpa. I say grandpa to this day. He's been gone for a long time. Really cool man. So anyway, his great-grandson, Chase Evans, told me he was going to get some stuff together. Come on down. I went down there today and I got gifted really crazy cool stuff. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you some of it. Really cool stuff. A bunch of it. So, tackle boxes full of cool old bass baits and other stuff. How about this? A brand new, never hooked up, never used flasher, which the one in my boat doesn't work, and I like these old flashers for running for real time. So that's going to go in my bass boat. Going to get that rigged up this fall. Real time running. Spot on, perfect. Okay? Grandpa Charles Evans was a bass fisherman. We looked through these boxes a little bit while ago. It's amazing. If you remember, I did a video a month or 2 ago. My buddy Mike Carver gifted me a bunch of old bass baits. Cool, great stuff. We got some of the same kind of stuff here. So we're going to look through this real quick because I feel like I owe this to Grandpa, owe this to Chase. And it's a pish-posh of things. So take a quick look. Well, oh my gosh, it's just amazing. And I will be fishing with some of these baits. Look at Ozark Wood Chopper. Built down here in Arkansas. Balsa bait, tremendous, just awesome, cool. Hellbenders. There's 4 hellbenders right there, and most look like brand new hellbenders. One thing I never fished with much, but I'm gonna throw some of these. A Pico Pop, a Magnum Pico Pop. Look at that tail spinner. One of the best walleye and bass and white bass baits you ever saw in your life. There's all kinds of trolling rigs and stuff too. He liked to fish for stripers and white bass. Look at some of these baits still in the box. I'm going to pull them out. Oh man, look at that. Yeah, a Bomber 8A. I don't think that's the right box. Look at that. That is in a Tennessee shad. One of my favorite colors. That bait's going to go in a box. Top waters. Oh my gosh, look at all the top waters. I haven't looked through this. I just opened it up, by the way. This is all you're seeing for the first time. Oh my gosh, y'all. Bill Norman. Oh, look at little bitty. Oh, 97 cents. A Bill Norman flasher. I've never seen like a Pico Perch or Bayou Boogie. Little vibrating white bass bait. 97 cents. Is this not cool? Look, another Bayou Boogie Pico Perch type vibrating bait. A fantail. This could take days. Look at that he like white bass and bass topwater baits, double prop spinner. There's another. Look at that. There's a tail spinner in the boxes. Look at that. Natural Ike and Tennessee Shad. It's just groovy. More of the topwater spinners. Speed Cast Lure Company. I've never even heard of that before. What the heck? Look at that. Yeah. A little Cordell spot in a bone color. That would still catch fish. Oh my God. All this would still catch fish. I'm going to throw some of these things. Speed Cast Lure Company. I've never heard of that. Maybe a Texas. Grandpa fish a lot in Texas. Maybe a Texas thing. More of the Bayou Boogie type baits. Look at that old, oh my gosh, the oldest rattle trap I own right there. That is an old, look at the box. Old rattle trap. Amazing. Awesome. There's just not enough words. Another Bomber 8A. Another little, apparently Grandpa liked them top waters with the spinners. Piles of, look at, they're all over the, look at that. A Lyman primer pocket reamer with a box with a lure in it. Grandpa liked to reload. I'm telling you, some of these baits are going to go in my tournament arsenal because they're still good baits this day. And some of them are going to go on a wall. I think I'm going to put a piece of big old driftwood in the restaurant and hang some of these baits from it. Oh my gosh. This box weighs 20 pounds. Actually, it's got a lot of lead in it. Kind of a mix. Let's see what we got. Lead heads. All kinds of treble hooks. All kinds of terminal tackle. Worm hooks. Big old striper. Saltwater striper stuff. Look at that vintage old popper. Look at that. Some spinner baits, an old triple wing buzz bait. Even some floating frogs, some old original snag proof frogs. Look at that. Some tools, fillet knives I've seen here, Mep spinners, big old jigging and trolling spoons. Look at this. How's that for a jigging spoon? That's like a 2-ounce Castmaster. Said he liked catching those hybrids, stripers, down in Texas and even offshore. Look at that. Now there's a little Zerispook puppy in a rattle trap box. Look at that. I saw this one go. It's about the newest bait in here. It's one of the Rapala skitter pops from the early 90s. That would have been about the newest bait I've seen so far. Tons of lead. Of course, lead's always good. I mean, look at that. Not exactly bass fishing, but I don't know. If you like snagging spawners, you got the bait. Pork frogs. More pork frogs. Oh my gosh, I'm thick on pork frogs. A flipping frog. Flipping frog has a twister tail. That's the only, first one I've got of those. Big old green and white flipping frog. They all flipping frogs. A pork worm. Cool. 7-inch pork worm has its use. Another flipping frog. And just a big old man, that's just a brown and orange. Oh, look at that. Pork worm again in red. Weights. Oh my gosh. Trolling stuff. Ripple rind, the old-fashioned ripple rind. Great spinnerbait trailer, spoon trailer. Slip sinkers, bullet weights. Trolling stuff. Hey, check this out. How's this for an original 6-inch Rapala fillet knife? Oh my gosh, that's one of the old good ones. Them things stay sharp. More hard baits, trolling baits, a square bill. I don't even know what brand that is. I think that's a wooden bait. It is wood, I'm sure it is. Awesome. Rapala, little Humpy Rebel. One of my favorites. I did a video last fall. Tadpoles. Tadpole. All kinds of old, oh look at it. The Mepps Comet minnow spinners and rooster tail type stuff. Hair jigs. Look at that, hair jigs. Road runners. Feathered trebles. Whoa. How's that for a weird spinnerbait? I don't have a clue what that even is. And if I don't know what it is, it's, well. Guys, it's just awesome old stuff. And there's some stuff here that absolutely is going to find a place in my towel. Oh, look at that. That big old, that thing is heavy. Again, for throwing for schooling stripers and hybrids would still work. A walking bait. That thing's solid lead. Got a lot of weight in it. It's awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I forgot about these Plano 767 box. I had one of these, in the 80s. It was my jig box mostly. Kept pork rind in it. I kept my live rubber jigs and other trailers. Salty Frog, Gene LaRue stuff. This box holds more tack than any box I've ever seen in my life. This one's heavy also. Man, there's just no way to know where to even start. Again, Grandpa loved those tail spinners. Top waters are everywhere. He loved his Bill Normans, see? And the spots because of white bass. Look at that, there's some there too. The diving rattle traps, how's that? That's weird, you don't see very many of those. Frogs again, I see several frogs. Look at that, an old Moss Boss spoon. I haven't seen one of those in years. Big old plastic Moss Boss spoon. Man, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. Oh look at that. Ball bearing swivels. More, if there's a sample, there's more of them. Sample, look at that, a pile of ball bearing swivels. More spots. Little George's tail spinners again, an original Cotton Cordell box though. Oh, I love them tail spinners. Beads, look at that, Rapala. There's a Rapala rattle trap style bait. These Pico Perks, Bayou Boogie tile vibrating baits. Man, just the jitterbugs. Oh my gosh, y'all. I love my jitterbugs. The 5/8 ounce jitterbug, and look at this. 3 of the best colors on the planet. Missing the red and white. Whatever. Oh, I've got a collection of jitterbugs, and they will be used. The jitterbugs are going to get used. Make a few changes to them. The jitterbug's going in a box. I know I'm going through. I didn't go through all Mike's stuff. Oh, look at this. I didn't go through all the stuff Mike gave me. I should have. Maybe still will. Tiny torpedoes. Crankbaits. Look at Rebel Deep We Are and a crawdad color that they made very few of. An excellent fish catching bait. The old Bagley. Look at that. Those baits didn't catch a lot of fish. They said they're so real looking, the fish couldn't find them, I heard. The original, natural looking, that thing's never been thrown. A Hottentot, good white bass bait. Grandpa loved his white bass. And you open this up and like, oh my gosh. 6A bomber and a green crawdad, that'll clean up, that's perfect. A DD22, which in a super cool color. A Rogers Big Jim. Is that Bagley's? No, it's not. It's some sort of balsa bait, not a Bagley's. Anyway, more of the spinners, top waters, Rebels, Devil's Horse, Cordell's, more Smithwick Devil's Horse again. Oh, I know, guys, but this is Grandpa stuff. Look at all them poppers. Again, more Devil's Horses, Dying Flutters, Azera Spook, Bassarinos, Lucky 13s, Top Waters, Gazoo. Oh my gosh. Spent a couple days just fishing with this stuff and old school. I mean, some of this stuff is true old school. Opened up its other side and just crazy cool stuff. Jitterbug, Lazy Ike, a couple Rebel Super R's, one of Rebel's first modern crankbaits. Oh, come on, y'all. It ain't gonna get much better than that. Balsa baits. Look at this. Little Bagley's Honeybee. How's that for a cute little crankbait? A little 3A bomber. I haven't seen one of those in years. Two more 8A bombers. Hard to beat 6A in a crappie pattern. How's that for rare? Another Super R and a couple more Lucky 13s. Holy smokes. Y'all, had a thought just now. How about I load my boat up with just this old tackle from Grandpa and Mike, just the old tackle, and go fishing. Couple days. Just the old stuff, just these 3 boxes and a couple boxes that Mike give me, a bunch of pork frogs. Would that be a cool video? Chase Evans, like a brother to me. His dad's like a brother to me. His great-grandpa's like a grandpa to me. And look at this. Thanks for watching, y'all. I know it's all sentimental stuff, but this is good stuff. Put that flash in my boat this fall. Load some of this tackle up and go catch some bass. Old school. It just don't get no better. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.